Kemi Badenoch has proven once again she's absolutely useless as Tory leader, by this time misleading the House. At Prime Minister's questions today, she couldn't even be bothered to do some basic research in preparation for it. And one of her questions, she pretty much lies to the House. Here's the question.
Let's look at Beales, a 180-year-old department store in Dorset. They survived 2 world wars and the winter of discontent. But they couldn't survive this Labour government. Beales is having, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, a Rachel Reeves closing down sale. What does the Prime Minister have to say to all the people who have lost their jobs?
Mr. Speaker, nobody wants to see job losses, but she must be the only person left in the country who thinks the economy was booming after the last government. We've created new jobs, record investment, trade deals that they tried. The India deal, I think they tried for 8 years and failed. We did that deal. They talked about a US deal. We did that deal. We tend to get a stronger relationship with the EU. The former trade minister must be the only former trade minister who's against all trade deals which boost our economy. She says she's against the India deal, even though it's got the same provisions she put on the table. She's against the US deal, even though it saves thousands of jobs in car manufacturing. And, Mr. Speaker, most absurdly, she says she's going to rip up the EU deal when she hasn't even seen what's on the page. They're reduced to a brain rot. A once great political party is sliding into brain-dead oblivion.
Now, if she'd been bothered to do her job properly, she'd know that Beales actually went into administration in 2020, which, as you can imagine, is a Tory government. So here she was spouting off this nonsense about being in business for 140-odd years, when already they've closed a load of stores under their watch, and the last remaining store was struggling already. Why she used this is presumably because she spends most of her life on Twitter or reading the Telegraph or something, because the owners have decided to do a Rachel Reeves closing down sale, which is all good for PR until you realise that the owner is a fully paid up Tory donor, and so it kind of falls flat. Hasn't stopped Mel Stride, though, thinking he can make chicken dinner out of chicken scrap. So he also lied about the employment figures, claiming employment has gone up by 10%.
Yesterday, we learned that unemployment is up 10% since the election. Why does the Prime Minister think unemployment is rising on his watch?
Mr. Speaker, can I pay tribute to Royston as well and the service that was given us in various capacities. Can I thank her for her words about the attacks on me and my family and the kind messages from many others in the last few days. She did actually message me pretty well straight away, and I really do appreciate that. And she's absolutely right that this is an attack on all of us, on democracy and the values that we stand for. Mr. Speaker, she comes here every week to talk the country down. We've got 200,000 new jobs, record investment, 4 interest rates cut. Contrast that to the disastrous Liz Truss mini-budget, inflation through the roof, and a £22 billion black hole.
The number of unemployed people in the UK has risen from about 1.47 million in a 3-month period before the election to 1.6 million in the last 3-month period. So that is a rise of approximately 10%. However, in the same period, the number of people who are now employed has also risen by about 14.5%. To only cite the unemployment rate and not factor in the employed rate is kind of cherry-picking the figures at best and very much misleading the House at worst, because the total employment figures with all factors in considered has actually only risen from 4.2% to 4.5%. So it was nice to see Jake Richard actually calling her out on it.
Order, Jake Richards.
Mr. Speaker, at Prime Minister's questions, the Leader of the Opposition claimed that unemployment had risen by 10% since the last general election. That figure is completely and utterly incorrect. It's no wonder that George Osborne, a former Conservative Chancellor, says she's got no economic plan if she can't even get basic statistics right. Will she return to the House and correct the record?
It's not up to the Chair for the accuracy of what a member states. What I would say is you've corrected the record in your opinion, and we'll leave it at that for now.
The Tories are slipping into irrelevance, and a leaked audio of the Shadow Home Secretary admitting they had no plan for immigration is just not going to make things better and push even more Tory voters towards reform.